All right, so today we're going to talk about translating algebraic expressions. Now, when we're talking about algebraic expressions, we know that we have variables, operations, and numbers involved. When we are translating, we actually want to either turn an algebraic expression into words or take words like these examples here and turn them to an algebraic expression. So if you look at the top, this kind of gives you a little summary of what we're going to be doing. And we are heavily focused on vocabulary. And so in order for us to be able to translate, we have to know our vocabulary for each operation. So remember, we have addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division. And we have to know the vocabulary for each one of those to ensure we can translate algebraic expressions. Now, there are more words than just these few in these lists. We can come up with many, many more. So when we're talking about adding, you might hear the word add or plus. As we grow up, we'll hear this less and less. We'll hear more things like more than, sum of, increased by, added to. You could hear words like incline, deposit, okay, things that are going to increase. Subtraction, you're going to hear subtract and minus. Again, as we grow up, these start to kind of become minimal. We start hearing more words like less than, difference, decreased by, subtracted from, withdraw, just decrease or decline, okay? When we get to multiplication, you're going to hear the words multiply, times, product, twice, multiplied by, and one that is extremely important to know is just the word of. What is 10% of 5? Of tells us we're going to end up multiplying. Then we get to division, where we have words like divided, divide by, divided into, quotient. You could use words like per and each. These can also be used as multiplying too, so we have to be careful with those. I'll put or multiply, okay? You could say split. We could also say groups. So there's tons of different ways in which we can use the vocabulary for each operation, but these are just some of the ways. All right, so if you look, here are some examples right here for us to look at. So for more than a number. So more than means we're going to add, and we're going to add to that number. So our expression would be for x plus 4, and that's it. Because we don't know the number, so there's no math that we can actually do. We just translate it into that expression. 5 subtracted from a number. So from is important here because we don't want to say that we're subtracting away from 5. We're saying we're going to take this number that we don't know and subtract 5 from it. So our expression would be x minus 5. Subtract a number from 9. So in this case, we have a number being subtracted away from 9. We don't know that number, so that's our variable. So our expression would be 9 minus x. Now this one's a little bit more complex. 8 divided by the sum of a number and 10. So the way they set this one up, and this one's a little tricky, and we won't quite get to this too often, but 8 divided by, and then parentheses, we want to show that addition first, and then divide it from 8. So x plus 10. All right, so let's look at some examples down here that we could work through to get you started. So a number divided by 9. Well, we don't know the number, so that's x, and then we're going to divide it by 9. Now, I would like for us to get used to writing it not with that division sign, but actually as a fraction, so x divided by 9. That will help us as we keep moving forward. Let's see. Here's a good one, number 6. This one's 2 steps. 3 times a number decreased by 2. Now this is 2 steps, right? So it's saying 3 times a number, so 3 times a number, we don't know, so that can be our variable. Then it's decreased by 2. So I would want to do 3 times a number, so 3 times x, because I don't know that number. And then that is going to be decreased by 2, so we're going to subtract 2. So really my expression would look like 3x minus 2. All right, let's do one more. The difference of 12 and a number. The difference of 12 and a number. So this time we're using the word difference, and if you have to, you can always go back up to your list and see where does difference fall, that's subtract. So the difference of 12 and a number, so we're subtracting 12 and something we don't know, so that's our variable. So we would just do 12 difference and then x. So that should get you started on going through these top ones. Now at the bottom, you're going to create your own statements, okay? So using these as examples, you're going to create your own phrase. So for example, we have x plus 7. So we could say something like a number increased by 7. You could do a number added to 7. You could do 7 more than a number. All those are great options. So let's do x, or sorry, not x, but a number increased by 7. Ooh, Sal's messing up here. Okay. And let's do this one, number 14. You could use number 6 to kind of help you. I would like to challenge you to do so. So number 12, we're saying that 2 has to multiply the sum or an addition of y plus 4. So we could say something along the lines of twice the sum of a number and 4. All right, guys, that should help you out and get you started with these. Try your best. I know this is the first time you've seen it, but I think you guys can do it if you just put your minds to it and use what I've given you here. Okay? Good luck.